Most men over 60 won't admit it out loud, but they wonder the same thing. Am I doing it too much or not enough? For some, it's a daily habit they rely on for stress relief. For others, it's something they avoid, unsure if it's still appropriate at their age, and almost no one knows the real answer. The truth, I've met patients who masturbated 7 times a week and felt proud of it, and others who did it once a month and blamed themselves for having a low drive. Both were surprised to find out. Neither approach was quite right. You've heard masturbation can be healthy for older men, good for the prostate, for sleep, even for mood. But there's one question that keeps coming back again and again. How often is actually healthy after 60? And is there a point where it starts to do more harm than good? If you've ever quietly asked yourself that question, you're not alone. And today we're going to clear it up with real science, clear numbers, and gentle guidance. But first, let me tell you about a man who thought he was just staying active until his body started sending signals he couldn't ignore. I'm Dr. Lily Anderson. For over 20 years, I've worked with men in their 50s, 60s, 70s, and even 80s, helping them navigate a part of health most people shy away from, their sexuality. In my clinic, I've heard it all. The questions whispered under the breath, the guilt some men carry for doing it too much, and the shame others feel for not wanting it at all. Here's what I've learned. There's no one-size-fits-all answer. But there is a healthy range, and knowing it can save you from years of unnecessary frustration, confusion, and even physical changes you didn't see coming. In this video, I'll guide you through the ideal frequency range based on your health and energy levels, what happens when you go beyond that line, and how to tell if your current habits are supporting your well-being or slowly working against it. No judgment, no scare tactics. Just clear, compassionate answers, so you can reconnect with your body in a way that feels good, balanced, and right for you. Let's start with something that's often overlooked. Masturbation, when practiced mindfully and in moderation, can be a very good thing after 60. At this stage in life, your body changes. Testosterone levels shift, circulation slows, the nervous system becomes less responsive. And many men experience emotional shifts, especially after the loss of a partner or physical intimacy. This is where self-pleasure can be surprisingly helpful. It keeps blood flowing to the pelvic region, which is crucial for maintaining healthy erectile tissue. It helps regulate hormone levels like testosterone and cortisol. It can reduce stress, support sleep, and even boost your mood through natural releases of dopamine and endorphins. In short, masturbation isn't just about sex, it's a form of self-care, a way to stay connected to your body, your energy, and even your identity as a man. But like anything powerful, when done the wrong way or too often, it can start to work against you. So the big question is, when does it become too much? Here are 5 common signs that you may be crossing the line from healthy to harmful. You feel more tired than energized afterward. Instead of relaxed, you feel drained or foggy. That's a red flag your nervous system is being overstimulated. You need more stimulation to feel the same. If you find yourself needing more intense videos, longer sessions, or different types of stimulation to feel pleasure, your dopamine system may be desensitizing. Your sensitivity is dropping. Many older men report that they can no longer feel the same sensations on the head of the penis. Often this comes from frequent or aggressive stimulation. You feel less desire for real intimacy. If you're avoiding connection with a partner or losing interest in it, because self-stimulation feels easier, your emotional circuits might be out of balance. It feels automatic, not intentional. The moment it turns into a habit you just do, without awareness or pleasure, it's time to pause. These signs don't mean you've done anything wrong. They simply mean your body's asking for a reset. So what's the healthy number? Here's where it gets personal. There is no perfect number for everyone. But most urologists and sexual health specialists, including myself, agree on a general range, 1 to 3 times per week. That's the sweet spot we see in men who maintain strong erectile function, balanced mood, and steady energy over time. Why that number? Because it allows enough frequency to maintain blood flow, support hormonal rhythm, and keep your connection to self alive without overloading the nervous system or dulling sensation. That said, some men feel great at once a week. Others do well at 3 times. The key isn't the number, it's how you feel afterwards. Do you feel clear, relaxed, connected to your body, or are you numb, foggy, or disconnected? That answer tells you more than any rule ever could. Raul was 68 when he first walked into my office. His blood pressure was under control, his heart was strong, but his energy was fading. He said, "Doc, physically I feel fine, but something's missing. It's like I've lost part of myself." He had lost his wife 5 years earlier. Since then, he'd been living alone, keeping busy with books, TV, and gardening. But one habit had quietly become his routine. He was masturbating almost every day, sometimes twice, mostly out of boredom, sometimes to help him sleep. At first, he didn't think much of it, but gradually he noticed his erections weren't as firm. The pleasure wasn't the same. He had to try harder, for longer, just to feel a flicker of what used to come so naturally. He felt confused, embarrassed, and maybe, deep down, a little scared. We talked gently, no judgment. I asked him one simple question. Afterward, do you feel more alive or more empty? He looked down, thought for a moment, and whispered, "Empty." Raul wasn't doing anything wrong, but his habit, while once comforting, had become mechanical, something he did to feel something, but ended up feeling even less. So we made a small plan. He would take a 2-week break. No stimulation, no pressure. Just time to reconnect with his body in other ways. Walks, stretching, breathing, music. Then we'd reintroduce self-touch once or twice a week, but slowly, gently, with attention. We focused on quality over frequency, on breathing, on sensation, on feeling again. 6 weeks later, Raul came back with a smile I hadn't seen before. He said, "I didn't just get my erections back, Doc, I got myself back." And that's what this is really about. To understand how often is too often, you need to understand what's really happening inside your body, especially after 60. Let's start with your brain. Every time you experience sexual stimulation, whether it's with a partner or alone, your brain releases a powerful cocktail of chemicals. Dopamine is the key player. It's the reward signal, the spark that makes you feel pleasure and desire. But here's the catch. The more frequently you flood your system with dopamine, the less sensitive your brain becomes to it. It's like turning up the volume on your favorite song every day. At first it's thrilling, but over time, your ears adapt, and suddenly, that same song doesn't hit as hard. You turn it up louder, you chase the feeling, until one day, you stop enjoying it at all. That's exactly what happens with dopamine desensitization. And it's especially common when masturbation is paired with fast, repetitive stimulation or constant exposure to porn. Testosterone can stabilize. Sensitivity can return. You're not broken. You're just out of rhythm. And rhythm can be restored. The body still goes through the motions, but the pleasure, the satisfaction, it fades. Now, combine that with the natural aging process. After 60, your testosterone levels gradually decline. That's completely normal, but it does mean that your sexual recovery time increases. If you push your system too often, too hard, without enough rest, your testosterone may drop further, and your libido, your desire, may weaken. And let's not forget your blood flow. Healthy erections depend on strong, flexible blood vessels and steady circulation. But overuse, especially with poor technique or too much pressure, can reduce sensitivity in the nerve endings and even cause micro-trauma to the tissues that support erections. It's not about shame. It's about biology. Your body isn't punishing you. It's sending a message. Slow down, reset, let me recover. The good news? When you give your nervous system time to rest, When you reconnect with slower, more intentional touch, dopamine receptors can heal, testosterone can stabilize, sensitivity can return. You're not broken, you're just out of rhythm, and rhythm can be restored. Let me tell you something I tell my patients all the time. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be present. There's no gold medal for masturbating 3 times a week, and there's no shame in going weeks without it. This isn't about performance. It's about connection. Connection with your body, your energy, and the part of you that still wants to feel alive. You don't need to overhaul your habits overnight. Just start small. Try this. For the next 7 days, don't focus on how often. Focus on how it feels. If the moment arises, don't rush. Turn off the screen, slow down your breathing. Let your hand become a gentle guide, not a machine. Ask yourself after, do I feel lighter, clearer, more connected? Or am I just numbing something I don't want to face? Even if you've felt off for years, numb, flat, uncertain, your body can still respond. It hasn't given up on you. Maybe it's just been waiting for you to listen. Remember Raul? He didn't change everything, he just changed one thing. He gave himself permission to stop going through the motions and start feeling again. You can do the same. Start with one decision, one breath, one new intention. You don't need intensity. You need honesty. And you already have that right now just by watching this far. That's how the healing begins. If this video spoke to something you've been quietly wondering, I'd love to hear from you. You don't need to share details. Just leave a number in the comments. Type 3 if this helped you see your habits in a new light, or type 0 if you still have questions and want to learn more. You're not alone in this. There are millions of men just like you, smart, strong, good men, who've been carrying silent questions for far too long. This space is for you, and if you'd like to keep exploring your health, your energy, and your confidence, subscribe to the channel. Every week, I share science-based, non-judgmental answers to the questions most men are too afraid to ask. In the next video, we'll talk about a simple pelvic exercise that can bring back control, firmness, and clarity, even after years of struggle. You won't need equipment, just a chair and a quiet moment. Thank you for being here. Thank you for choosing yourself. And thank you for remembering that your body still matters. Because it does, so do you.